Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and greet the St. Pius X class of 2024.
It is now my pleasure to introduce the valedictorian for the class of 2024, Mr. Randy Graebner. Randy has achieved this distinction while completing an outstanding resume of 10 advanced placement courses and 5 honors courses during his career at St. Pius X. Additionally, he is a National Merit Scholar, a member of the National Honor Society, an officer in the Mu Alpha Theta, and an AP Scholar with honor. He is a 4-year member of the Robo Lions team who served as their captain and co-president and qualified for the state VEX competition. He was the highest scoring student from St. Pius on the American Mathematics exam, and as well as the Kennesaw State University Mathematics competition. He earned the President's List every semester at St. Pius X. Finally, he won the University of Virginia Jefferson Book Award for academic merit. Randy does not hoard his talents. He is also a young man of service. Randy has served as a retreat coordinator for the St. Pius X Forseti Brotherhood. He was the African Library Project Coordinator, which created 2 full libraries in the continent of Africa through his networking, fundraising, and hard work that included in delivering the books to New Orleans for shipment. Finally, he served as the class representative for the Latin Club. However, this resume does not do justice to the impression Randy has made on St. Pius X. If you were at the Academic Awards Assembly on February the 2nd, when Randy was named valedictorian, you saw how his class gave him an awesome standing ovation. This admiration for Randy is because he is genuinely a good person who cares deeply about his faith, his family, and our school. According to the magazine, yearbook, and newspaper teacher, Ms. Corlett, she says, and I quote, "Randy demonstrated leadership and creativity both years on the yearbook staff. He was a co-editor his senior year, and he provided so much help to his classmates with patience and encouragement. Students would raise their hands to get help from him instead of her, which is exactly how it should be in a student publication. He is the most genuinely kind, gentle, and selfless student I have ever known. Combine these qualities with his intelligence, work ethic, and respect from the faculty and his peers, we are convinced we have the perfect representative of St. Pius X to send out into the world. Ladies and gentlemen, I could not have said it any better. It is my great pleasure to introduce to you the valedictorian for the St. Pius X class of 2024, Mr. Randy Graebner.
Good morning, Bishop Conson, Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Starkovich, this year's distinguished alumnus, Mr. Lobby, respected faculty, family, and of course, the class of 2024. I am so glad to see you on this special occasion. Before I wrote this speech, I received much advice from others. Some wanted to hear a lesson, others wanted to hear me talk about a class, or have me share a personal experience. But the best piece of advice, and the one that has stuck with me, was this: do not sing in the middle of your speech. I assure you, I will not be singing. With this well-intentioned advice running through my head, I let my mind wander back to a life-altering day in January of 2019. I recalled that I woke up and began my daily homeschool routine: eat breakfast, say goodbye to my sister, and start working on my school assignments. But by mid-afternoon, my body signaling that something was terribly wrong. My mom and I rushed to the doctor, and the pediatrician repeatedly assured us everything would be fine in no time. But by the end of the week, I had been admitted to Scottish Rite. After much lab work and a couple of exploratory procedures, I left with the diagnosis of a chronic, lifelong illness. Over the next 5 months, I was admitted to Scottish Rite 4 times. At least my frequency of stays allowed one of the nurses to say, "Welcome back," as I was rolled through the hallway in a wheelchair. Soon, I realized that my case was unique, a word that no one wants to hear applied to his medical condition. After 7 months, 3 failed medications, getting a second opinion from the top pediatric specialist in North America, and waiting for what felt like dog years, I found a maintenance medication that allowed me to be healthy enough to attend high school. In high school, the onslaught of challenges kept coming. I faced all the same obstacles as other high schoolers: coursework, a new school, virtual school, and trying to make new friends. And I, like many of you, also faced personal disappointments. Some of you may not have made the team, received a scholarship you applied for, or gotten the part in the play. For my part, I was not accepted into AP Bio, line leaders, and sophomore year NHS. While my struggles and setbacks were disappointing and challenging, especially in the moment, they also provided me the chance to grow and reinforced how lucky I am to be graduating with all of you today. Although I look healthy on the outside, my frequent fatigue, constant joint pain, and overreactive immune system threatened my ability to graduate in a traditional school setting. Some days, and even months, I spent every last ounce of energy forcing myself to get out of bed and to simply go through the motions of attending school. Truly, the long road to get here has made this experience more worthwhile and rewarding. I do not take my graduation or high school classmates for granted. You have always been welcoming and are people who I can turn to when I need help. Even when I hardly knew you freshman year, you welcomed me to your lunch group while friends I usually ate with were quarantined. These past 4 years have made me realize how fortunate I am to be part of a loving and supportive community that grows to fit the needs of those around them. We have come a long way since freshman year, and I expect all of us to continue to grow and improve ourselves. In addition to feeling this gratitude for being here and graduating with all of you, I've also learned a few valuable lessons along the way. First, I witnessed there's much goodness in our hardships. I realized that sometimes we work tirelessly and try hard only to come up short. But irrespective of the results, we gain something. We acquire understanding and discover inner strength that we would not have otherwise known. I'm certain that my experience gave me knowledge and allowed me to find goodness where I would have previously overlooked it. I realized the importance of community and the benefits of a support system firsthand. Every single time that I experienced hardship, I was reminded that I was not alone. When I was sick in 2019, my entire family supported me. When I was not selected for Lion Leader and watched my friend welcome my brother Matthew's class, those same friends, in addition to many others, were there for me. When I experienced extended sickness senior year, my friends prayed for me, wished me good recovery, and sent me the notes of class that I had missed, none of which I asked for. I saw how loving and caring the pious community is. I witnessed how we unequivocally support each other and have come together as a high school class to overcome our school struggles. This impressed upon me the importance of both having and being a good support system. Second, my high school experience also taught me that we're not defined by our challenges or hardships, but rather by our character and how we treat those around us. It is tempting to give into expectations and societal pressures, having a full social calendar, playing varsity sports, getting good grades, and going to the most prestigious college. But it is so important to stay focused on the things that truly matter and the things that define us. We must know our purpose in life, and that purpose is something larger than ourselves. When we struggle, it is easy to lose sight of the big picture. However, it is essential that we remember our end goal, to be the best versions of ourselves, because that is the key to moving forward. Our purpose is the very thing that prevents setbacks from becoming failures. Although we may not achieve our intended goal, there's significant value in at least trying. Ultimately, we strive to be the best versions of ourselves. We want to make those around us happy and successful as we too better ourselves. Sometimes the greatest lessons we learn along the way are those that we did not originally set out to accomplish. But at the end of the day, whether we make the varsity team or are accepted into that college, we are still the same people. Our value is tied to our being, not our accomplishments. Don't let anyone or anything larger other than your larger purpose define you. For me, drawing this conclusion offered me the freedom to move past events that I never thought that I'd overcome. And perhaps this taught me the biggest lesson of all, the importance of resilience. It is not a matter of whether we will face hardship, because we will, but it's what we do after setbacks that matters. After failing, we must not give up, but rather intentionally choose to move forward. Had I given up or let others define me, I would not have been able to enjoy prom, receive the senior superlative for most likely to brighten someone's day, or even graduate. On some days, I had to actively force myself not to give up. Do we choose to move forward, or do we choose to surrender to our circumstances and accept failure as final? Every single one of us is capable of redeeming ourselves from struggles. The reason I know this is that over the past 4 years, I've seen every one of you make comebacks. Our freshman year, we came into Pius in the middle of COVID. We were unable to meet many of our classmates until sophomore year because their last name was in a different part of the alphabet, because they were sent home when they were quarantined, or they were full-time virtual. Yet, we spent the next 3 years together, growing as a community, and now, the class of 2024 is graduating together. Proof of what we can accomplish when we choose to work past failure. Perchance, we can also look at how we lost to Marist in football our senior year. We did not accept defeat. Rather, we went to Marist, beat them in basketball by 28 points, and borrowed a touchdown taco. Others of us sustained injuries, but still went on to win state championships or signed to play in college. Despite all of our challenges, we have continued to persevere and move forward. We must continue what we have begun, and just because we have a reason to quit does not mean that we should. We all have proven that we are capable of success, so let's continue being great. To God and my family, including my grandparents and Uncle Mike, I appreciate your being there for me whenever I need you. I love all of you very much. And lastly, the class of 2024. Thank you for the 4 best years of my life. I'll miss all of you greatly, yet we'll always have a common home at St. Pius. As the Latin translation for valedictorian, the one who says goodbye suggests, this time together is not eternal, but rather, I must say that I'm eternally grateful for all the things that you've done. I love you very much, and goodbye.
The Archbishop's Award is an honor given to 2 members of the senior class. This is the only award given that includes student input in selecting it. The senior class nominates the 2 recipients whom they believe best exemplify the Catholic faith in their lives, both inside and outside of school. After this, a committee composed of members from the theology department and campus ministry review these nominations and then finalize the awards. These awards recognize 2 students who have demonstrated success academically in their theology courses at St. Pius and have consistently exhibited a high level of service to our school, their parish, and the community. Your Excellency, Bishop Konzen, I present to you for your presentation of the Archbishop Awards 2 very deserving students, Miss Allie Orsog and Mr. Randy Graebner.
Of all the awards, that's the one that I love to see on a day like today. Good morning. It's a pleasure for me to be with you today, and on behalf of Archbishop Hartmar and my brother auxiliary bishops, Dr. Starkovich, and all in the Office of Catholic Schools, I congratulate you, members of the St. Pius X class of 2024. And I'm happy that you're getting a real break for a few months from exams, homework, and school-related expectations. You came into high school when we were still very much dealing with the pandemic, and you're going out in a year when there's been more than the usual uncertainty in the realm of college applications, acceptances, and financial aid. Some of you may not be fully squared away yet on where you'll be next year. The next several years will be really important in your future trajectory, but no more important than the 4 years you've just completed. I'm here this morning to pay tribute to you for the work that you've put into your high school career, a career that will be old news an hour from now. But what those 4 years have meant in who you are and what you will be is not going to be old news. It's going to be good news, enriched especially by the good news of the gospel, which has been at the heart of all the relationships and activities you've come through in those 4 years. It's put an imprint on you that you'll feel more and more with each coming year. The friendships you've made, the influence of your teachers, the spiritual essence of St. Pius, you're taking all that with you. And the classroom learning, the learning outside the classroom, and the achievements you worked really hard to attain, those go with you too. Almost every freshman in college who went to a Catholic high school is struck with how much your high school has molded you and left you with a definite confidence and an outlook on life shaped by the truth of the gospel and the person of Jesus Christ. People you'll meet from large schools and non-religious schools are often surprised to discover how much you learned in high school and how it shaped your personal and moral fabric. They've had a different experience of school. You're going to have great conversations about what you remember and how it helped you to get a boost going forward. I celebrate that today with you, and I commend your parents for seeing the value of a Catholic education and making the necessary investment to ensure your all-round success. I thank the faculty and staff of St. Pius for your unwavering commitment to the beliefs that animate this school and for your witness of the everlasting value of those truths. I thank you, graduates-to-be, for all the ways that you've contributed to the character of St. Pius X Catholic High School. I urge you to seek out the campus ministry at the school you'll be attending and to hang on to the faith that's propelled you through these last 4 years. And I urge you to say yes to the reunion invitations you'll be getting in the future from St. Pius. You are the light of the world, and you are the Lord's. The Lord will see to your needs if you take time to call on Him. Praise the Lord with joy this day, all you His people. How wonderful are all His works. May this day be especially happy for you, and may you be blessed in all the days to come. Amen.
Good morning. Before I begin, I would like to remind everyone that this has always been a dignified and formal ceremony. Therefore, we ask that you honor every graduate by holding your applause until the very end. First row, please come forward. Randall Eugene Graebner. Mary Virginia Petra. Vincent Francis Casal. Margaret Hunter Duncan. Lauren Elizabeth Smith.
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the graduates of the St. Pius X class of 2024. Just go.